On this game particularly, I thought Tennessee did a really good job of executing their offense and attacking our man defense, and especially our 1-3-1 defense. I thought they did a great job of getting some opportunities at the rim and getting some easy looks at the basket. I thought we did a poor job in the first half, turning the basketball over, which led to some easy offense for them. We talked about this before the game with our guys. They had 42 points in the paint compared to our 24, and we had to find a way to limit their points in the paint. So I thought Tennessee was an NCAA tournament team before we played them, and I definitely think that now. And I didn't think they needed this win to validate them being an NCAA tournament team. In regards to our team, this is my first time being a head coach. I've been in this business for 20 years, and I've never been in a situation where a team has dealt with this much adversity both on and off the court. And I can't tell you how proud I am to be the coach here at Mississippi State, because our kids, no matter what happened, continue to fight and play hard and represent the university well. None of these kids knew me. They could have said, first-year head coach, I'm not going to play hard for him, I'm not going to listen to him. And nobody did that, and so I'm really looking forward to coaching these young men in the offseason and see what we can do with 13 scholarship players instead of 6.
All right, thank you. Questions for either of the student athletes? You'll raise your hand and we'll get a floor microphone to you. Hands up, questions for either of the student athletes. Okay, in the back on the right.
Greg, I talked to you yesterday. You said you were a little nervous heading to your first SEC tournament game. You weren't nervous tonight. How'd you feel about the way you played?
Well, I had to come out and play hard for my team. In the first half, I didn't play too good. I still was a little nervous, but once I got into the game, second half, I started to play hard.
Okay, other questions for either of the student athletes? Raise your hand. All right, let's go to the middle.
For either player, you all kept fighting and diving for all the loose balls and getting as many steals as you could. What was the mentality there, and did you see some loose passes to be had there?
Colin, would you take that one?
Our mentality when we step out on the floor is we're going to grind it out every day. That's one thing Coach Ray and all the other coaches trying to, tell us and to do every day in practice and every day in games. So, that's what we just try to do. We just try to go out there, just grind. We try to get the lead back, try to, keep on working. What our coach said at halftime was like, we're down, but, we can just keep on grinding out just minute by minute, point by point. So that's what we really try to do.
Other questions for either of the players? Hands up. Okay, fellas, thank you. You being excused to the locker room. And we'll continue on with questions for Coach Ray. Did you raise your hand? We'll get a floor mic to you. Hands up, questions for Coach Ray. Start in the back.
Coach, what will you remember most about this team this year?
Well, I think the one thing I'll remember is just how much these guys gave themselves to me. Like I stated before, they could have easily just pitched it in and saw that they were down in numbers with 6 or 7 scholarship guys and just not played hard for me at all. But I really think it speaks to the character of our kids that we have on our team, that they respected themselves enough, Mississippi State University enough, and then our coaching staff enough to continue to fight and compete through all the adversity. That's what I'll remember the most.
Let's go to the back. Question on the right.
Coach, just have 2 questions actually. First, what makes Tennessee such a tough out? And then second, we talked before about Craig growing. How much did he grow in this NCAA tournament? SEC tournament.
Well, just talking about Tennessee, the one thing that you come away with is just how physical they are. They just do a great job. We use the terminology of walling up. Anytime you're around the basketball, they just really put their body into you and make it hard and difficult for you to score and finish inside. So they just have that mentality that you may get at the rim, but you're going to have a difficult time finishing at the rim. And I thought you saw that today. I thought we had a lot of opportunities at the rim that we just couldn't finish because of the physicality of their defense. In regards to Craig Sword, I think you saw the maturation of him throughout the whole season. At some point in time, we couldn't even get him to dribble the ball up the court because he would just turn it over all the time. And now we see his turnovers are starting to reduce, and he's starting to go make more plays, not just for himself, but also for others too. You know, he was all freshman team, and I think everybody's starting to see the talent that he has, and I think he's going to get even better because what you notice is most kids make the biggest jump in their first offseason of college basketball. So I'm looking forward to how good he's going to really become.
Other questions, raise your hand. Other questions for Coach Ray, hands up. Let's go to the back in the middle.
Coach, you've mentioned the struggles playing shorthanded. You had a couple of guys go down at some point in the first half. Could you just talk about what your mindset was at that point where you may be even more shorthanded?
I hate to be this way, but I don't even notice it anymore. It seems like every game we have somebody go down with some sort of an ailment, and I just sub them right away and then come over and get a report from our trainer, Scotty, a little bit later on. So I've seen so many guys go down throughout the course of the season, and I don't even begin to speculate whether it's serious or not serious. So I think the way I do is just kind of remove myself from it and talk about the X's and O's and get a sub in there, and then go talk to Scotty and just figure out how severe the injury is. But, you know, we've got tough kids. I mean, like, they keep hitting the ground and going, and they know, like, there's a chance when they go diving for that loose ball that they could get injured, but that doesn't stop them from doing it.